Alright, so today I'm here with some of my Turning Point yo-yos, and I'm making this video because as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one in probably the US and Canada that has a complete set of Turning Point titanium yo-yos. So I thought I would make a video comparing them and giving just a little bit of my personal thoughts on them. For all those who might be interested in, acquiring one, it's a big purchase, so why not do some research first? So that's kind of what this is about. So let's start off with their first titanium release, the Cetus. The Cetus is a yo-yo that is based on the Leviathan series, so if you're a fan of the Turning Point Leviathan series and are looking for something a little more premium, this could be for you. It weighs in at 65.8 grams and has a diameter of 53 millimeters and a width of 42.5 millimeters. And the response is just, standard Turning Point K-pads as all of these. I think it's the same stuff that Yo-Yo Factory uses. I don't know what bearing it comes stocked with. I think it's just a standard concave. I know some of the titanium models are stocked with NSKs, but I don't remember which ones. So, yeah, basically a titanium Leviathan. The next titanium release that Kentaro came out with was the Turning Point Diaspora, which was Shinji Saito's newest signature model for 1A. You might know him from all his 2A world titles, and, he's a 2A god, but I personally think his 1A is really underrated. And this is his yo-yo. Right off the bat, you can basically tell it is a titanium Paranoid. So if you like the Paranoid, and just want one that has a little bit more power to it, more stability, then this is definitely what you're going to want to get. It's a very expensive yo-yo, more so than the Cetus. I think it retailed for around 560 US dollars. That's like 5,900 Japanese yen maybe. But yeah, it's basically a very premium titanium Paranoid that has a bit more spin time and power on the throw. The specifications are a 65 gram weight, 65 grams even, a 54 millimeter diameter, and a 42.1 millimeter width. I think this might have been one of the ones that was stocked with an NSK, but I'm unsure. Yeah, basically upgraded Paranoid, and it's really fun yo-yo. Kind of floaty. The third titanium model that Kentaro came out with was this, the Turning Point Absinthe. And if you recognize the shape, well, you're not crazy. It's exactly what you think it is, a titanium version of the Turning Point 2. A wide, undersized, really awesome yo-yo that just was made even more awesome by, making it out of a higher quality material. This yo-yo is really good for slacks and tech combos, as it's just a little undersized. So if you play with slightly shorter string and don't have as much room to get through formations, that's where the diameter of this really helps you out. The width is really good for horizontals and those trickier slacks. The weight on this bad boy is a 65.8 grams. The diameter is 50 millimeters, again, undersized, and the width is a wide 45.8 millimeters. So yeah, an all-around awesome yo-yo. Less expensive than the Diaspora. It's around Cetus price range, so not like over $500. I think this was like 400 something dollars. So definitely something to keep an eye out for if you were a fan of the Turning Point 2. Continuing on in chronological order, the next yo-yo we're going to talk about is the Mustang. Now, a lot of you will be very familiar with this yo-yo as it is Takeshi's latest signature model, Takeshi Matsuura. He used this yo-yo in the 1A division of the 2018 World Yo-Yo Contest to take second place, and he did his semifinal with this thing in one throw. That's like a minute 50 seconds of tricks, one throw. That's just a testament to, how skilled he is and how powerful this beast of a yo-yo right here is. Now, this yo-yo is also less expensive than the Diaspora. It's in the sub $500 price range, which is actually pretty nice because I bought one of these immediately when they dropped, and it didn't really, hurt my wallet as much as, say, like a Sancti Grail or like a TIS model. But yeah, this yo-yo is very similar to the Turning Point Colony. Its diameter is 55.97 millimeters. Its width is 42.5 millimeters. Its weight is 65.9 grams, so it's right on the cusp of 66 grams, which makes for a really solid yo-yo. It's a common weight for Turning Point throws in the upper 60s range. I'm getting these specs directly from the Rewind site on this one, so it lists a trapeze width as 40 millimeters. I'm not entirely sure what trapeze width is as compared to regular width. Maybe it has something to do with the bearing being in, I don't know. Somebody tell me what that means in the comments. But yeah, this yo-yo is really, really good for technical tricks and big long combos. Not so great for speed. You can use this yo-yo for speed. It will remain stable throughout that whole combo, but it's just a bit harder to push because of the weight. Speedy yo-yos usually are like 60 to 64 grams, whereas this is, again, closer to 66. So if you like Takeshi yo-yos and are looking for something that is gonna like carry you through your longest, most arduous combos, then this is definitely a yo-yo that you're gonna want to pick up. The next model was released just a little bit after the Mustang, and this is the Mustang ES, and I'm pretty sure Kentaro only made this because he wanted a heavier Mustang. I'm really unsure if Takeshi actually uses this version, as Kentaro has always been more inclined to slightly heavier yo-yos. We've seen that before when he made the Anubis and then the Awoken version, which was his signature yo-yo for 3A. Again, it's almost exactly the same as the regular Mustang, just a bit heavier. You can't even hardly tell them apart other than the nipple and the, I think the rim thickness. That's the only, like, distinguishing characteristics. And like I said, it's a heavier Mustang. It weighs 68.5 grams instead of 65.9 grams. The diameter is 55.81 millimeters, and the width is 42.25 millimeters. Same 40 millimeter trapeze width that Rewind says. Yeah, it's really just a more powerful Mustang, so if you have a Mustang and just wish it were like a few grams heavier, you're gonna want this. Or if you just like really heavy yo-yos in general and you're just scoffing at the Mustang's 66 grams saying, that's too light, you're gonna want to get this version instead. Not much else to say about it other than it's really freaking powerful, more powerful than the Mustang, but not the most powerful yo-yo in this case. Alright, we're almost done here. Second to last, we have the Turning Point Sancti Grail. Now the Sancti Grail is basically just a freaking tank. It weighs over 80 grams. It's nuts when you throw it. This yo-yo was a collaboration between Turning Point and Masaki Ida. I'm not gonna claim to know how to pronounce the last name, but he works at Spin Gear, and this is his yo-yo. Well, his second yo-yo, actually, I should say, because it is a titanium version of the Ordinal 1, which the Ordinal 1 was based off of the Counterjet, which was a bimetal Turning Point 2, which the Absinthe was based off of. This yo-yo is a whole lot like the Absinthe. But it's like if the Absinthe, you know, just like went to the gym and packed on the pounds of like muscle and just got swole. And it shows in the diameter. The diameter is slightly bigger than that of the Absinthe. And it's also, you know, just the hair wider. It's almost the same width, but Sancti Grail has it beat by just a little bit, I think. Now, the Sancti Grail is, like I said before, it's a tank on the string. This thing spins forever. Even amongst modern yo-yo standards, the spin time is just unparalleled. It's very heavy, it's very brickish, but it will take you through any combo that you need to practice, like long technical combos. Do not try to be speedy with this yo-yo. It doesn't like to go fast. This is a yo-yo that you definitely, if you wanted to try and practice speed combos with it, you would need to push it and you'd probably get swole yourself because it's just that much effort to hulk this thing around. It is definitely the most powerful yo-yo that I have played under 100 grams, so excluding things like the Chameleon or the BTH. It's nuts, it really is, and honestly, it doesn't get as much playtime as the other ones because of its weight, but if I'm watching a yo-yo tutorial on YouTube and they like to do slow motion, I'm going to use this yo-yo because the sleep time will just basically compensate for the drawn out amount of time between elements in, say, like a slow motion Mateo tutorial. Very good for learning tutorials just because of the sleep time. And that's really all there is to say about this other than the specs. It weighs 80.4 grams, holy cow. 52 millimeter diameter, 46 millimeter width, so yeah, again, just a hair wider than the Absinthe. And yeah, that's really all there is to this. It would probably kill somebody if they got hit with it. I'm not gonna lie. Very niche yo-yo, and this is something you want to shy away from unless you really want the most out of like a heavy yo-yo. Alright, last but certainly not least, we have the Turning Point Majiska. Now this is a collaboration between Kentaro Kimura of Turning Point and Shingo Terada of Rewind, the 2001 X Division World Champion. Now, Shingo, or Terry as most people call him, he wanted a yo-yo that was a titanium version of the previous yo-yo that they did together called the Doska. And this can actually fit freehand zero caps and, you know, Duncan Raptor caps. It can fit all of those to give it that lovely old school flair that some of the older generation of players absolutely go nuts for. With the caps in, this yo-yo plays pretty solid like most other Turning Point yo-yos. But without the caps in, it's very floaty, and it's definitely the lightest among the Turning Point titanium yo-yos. It's light for a Turning Point yo-yo in general. Typically, Kentaro makes yo-yos that are on the heavier side, but not this guy. This guy weighs in at around 63.3 grams, 52.98 millimeter diameter, so it's more of a mid-sized yo-yo. It's 3 millimeters wider than the Absinthe, or diameter-wise, 3 millimeters bigger than the Absinthe. The width is 40.48, so like basically 40.5 millimeters. The trapeze width is only 35 millimeters. I mean, you can still do horizontal and like risky stuff with it, but it's going to take a lot more practice because the width is less forgiving. It's a lot floatier and a lot less powerful than stuff like the Sancti Grail or the Mustang ES, but I think it makes up for that in fun factor. It's floaty, it's more old school feeling, and it's the only organic that Turning Point has released in titanium. There have been others like the Hoska and the Doska, and the I think the Shake was kind of organic, but yeah, this overall is you know, a treat. It's definitely different. It's nice to see Kentaro changing it up a bit from the usual competition powerhouse mold. Not that you couldn't use this for competition, but it's more of a fun yo-yo in my opinion. It's definitely one of the most fun titanium yo-yos that I've played, and I would highly recommend it to those that want basically a titanium freehand or a titanium Raptor. So that's basically what it is. Okay, that pretty much wraps it up. That's all 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Turning Point titanium models that have been released to date. There will probably be more in the future. I don't know. I'd probably have to ask Kentaro. I don't think he'd tell me, but you can bet your bottom dollar I will buy any titanium that he comes out with, and, you know, maybe share it with you guys. I'll tell you about it, my thoughts on it. Hopefully this video helped you out, those of you that are thinking about making a big expensive purchase like any one of these Turning Point titaniums. Hopefully it provided that little bit of insight that you needed in order to sort of decide which one should I get. Whether you want something fun and floaty or something just stupidly heavy and powerful. I mean, it's got all the bases covered. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video, and yeah, if this video helped you out, give it a like if you want. Bye!